Hello everyone, Chepundis, Cheputal Suledu Kadu. My name is Shubham Sagar, and today we'll talk about environment and geography 50 most important current affairs part 1. I've already made first part of polity, so there'll be 6 modules as we have discussed earlier. Polity and governance will be one module, environment and geography will be another module, third module is science and tech, fourth will be economy, fifth will be society and culture, sixth will be IR, international relations. 6 modules, each will have 50 most important current affairs of last 1 year. So yeah, and again, we are not just reading the current affairs, we are also reading the concepts associated with them and how UPSC has asked PYQs related to them. And we will solve a lot of PYQs as well. My name is Shubham Sagar. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and this is my Telegram channel. I do Hindu analysis every day, guys, Monday to Saturday, rather 8 a.m. live. So I upload Hindu analysis PDF every day, again Monday to Saturday, in this Telegram channel. So you can join this channel so that you are continuously or regularly updated rather than reading all articles at once. Right now, this is good for revision purpose, but ideally you should be doing your current affairs daily. Cool, sir. So let's start with the first article of the day. Let me check whether everything is fine or not, and then we will do environment also in 4 parts. So first part, this today's part, they will contain 13 most important articles. And again, this is one that does not mean this is the most important article. All 50 articles of environment and geography, they will be equally important. So 25th June 2025, SDG ranking came, and Sustainable Development Index published by UNSDSM, United Nations Sustainable Development Solution Network. This has been created by United Nations to ensure that whatever 17 goals and 169 targets are there under SDGs, SDSN is created to ensure countries are able to achieve these goals and targets, and SDSN will publish reports, etc., and they will tell the exact reality, and they are telling a lot of realities in this global SDG ranking. For the first time, we are in the top 100. We are at 99th rank, and that is actually a thing to celebrate. We are improving when it comes to achieving our SDGs. And guys, please remember all the 17 SDGs. We'll have a look at that. So India has ranked 99, or you can see here, first time in top 100. Anything first, your first love, your first crush, your first kiss, everything is important, right? So first time in top 100 of SDG index. Who publishes it? UNSDSN. Remember these facts, they are important. We are better than which countries in Asia? Two countries, like two major countries. And what are those two major countries? We are better than Bangladesh, we are better than Pakistan. Oh my god. And we are worse than Bhutan, Nepal, Maldives, and Sri Lanka. But yes, as our honorable PM sir says, achhe din aayenge, good days will come, and we will be better than these countries. Awesome. If you see the score, the closer you are to 100, the better you are. If you attain 100, that means you have attained all the goals, 17 goals, 169 targets. India's SDG score is 67, not very far from 100, but still a long way to go. Not very far. So again, let's focus, guys. And China is 49, US is 44, so they are doing good. But yes, we will be a Vishwaguru when it comes to this ranking, and will be top one day. But the only caveat is Modi sir should remain the PM. Only then we can become top, right? So SDG index, let's focus, guys. Let's focus. SDG index, and you can see the India's progress in this Amrit Kal. We have done a lot of good things. 21 to 25th, and we are improving here. So again, it's good. Generally, when you see these index, World Hunger Index, Global Hunger Index, this and that, and global gender gap report and all, most of these reports we talk from the bottom, and then government is like, nah, all these reports are false, this and that. No, we are improving, but yeah, we generally talk from the bottom. Here it's a good thing which has happened. So again, SDG index means see progress towards achieving 17 goals. Remember those 17 goals, guys, we have discussed. Score of 100 represents full development. All these 17 goals are equally very important. In many exams, they have directly asked SDG 13 is what, 14 is what, and all these related to climate change and environment, they become more important. 13, 14, 15, and all. So have a look at this. 5 is gender equality. 5 into 2, can you people do CSAT? Oh my god, 5 into 2 is 10. 10 is also equality, related to equality. So these, and again, 1 to 4, these are also very important. Poverty, hunger, health, and quality education. You can use them in your means answer. But this 50 most important article is basically from pre-perspective. We'll have a separate discussion on mains, but yes, will help you any way and anywhere and everywhere in pre as well as mains. Global SDG progress, according to this report, only 17% of SDG targets are on track to be achieved by 2030. We are way beyond, like, world is not posing a good picture when it comes to achieving SDG targets. Top performers, European nations and all, they're doing good. 19 out of 20, top 20 countries are from Europe. But yes, India will be there one day. So challenges faced by top country, even read this climate change biodiversity loss. Who published it? UNSDSN, Sustainable Development Solution Network, led by economist Jeffrey Sachs. Very good. Let's solve some question so that we can remember it. MCQ. So consider the following statement regarding SDG goal, SDG index. Just pause me right now and then try to solve me, and then try to solve me. Try to solve this question and unpause me. So I made lemon tea, but I have given jaggery in this. We call it in Hindi good, and it tastes so awesome, guys. So again, third is wrong. India is not ranked higher. India is ranked lower than China and US. They are in 40s. We are at 99th. So third is wrong. If you eliminate third, you will get the answer A. A, 1 and 2 only. Very good. Who are good boys and girls? You people are. Sustainable Development Report SDR is published by which of the following organization? And the answer is Chipandis. So the answer is UNSDSM. Very good. Next article. Now again, you will see a pattern here. The way I have arranged these articles from importance like perspective. So I will tell you, you will see a pattern here. And what is the pattern? Let's say we are reading Sariska Tiger Reserve. At the same time, read about Satpura Tiger Reserve also, if it is in news. And let's say if Kaziranga is in news, read them at the same time. So read all Tiger Reserve, National Park, Wildlife Sanctuary at the same time. So in this part, you will see, like I will just show you. So Sariska we will read right now, the second article, and you will see a interconnectedness. And that's how you should read things also, guys. Like this one, third article is Satpura Tiger Reserve. We will do that. The fourth will be Kaziranga, and so on and so forth. Because they are in news, so they become very important. How important? Very, very, very important. So again, mining operations. Government has allowed mining operations around Sariska Tiger Reserve, and Congress is not very happy with it. We'll not go into the political connotation of this thing, redrawing the boundaries to allow reactivation according to different political experts. This is happening, and government is favoring economic development over environmental conservation. Already Sariska, now many people they get confused between Sariska and Satpura, guys. Don't get confused. Sariska is in Rajasthan, oh my god, and Satpura is in Madhya Pradesh. Let's first of all have a look at these tiger reserve, etc. So, oh my god. Look at these tiger reserves. So, Sariska Tiger Reserve here, Rajasthan. Satpura Tiger Reserve here, Madhya Pradesh. Remember these? They are not same, same, but different. No money, no honey. So, Sariska Rajasthan, Satpura Madhya Pradesh. So they are different, but they both are in use. So we'll read about it. Sariska Tiger Reserve. There was a time when they did not have any tiger. I will give you another example. Satkoja Tiger Reserve. It's a tiger reserve. Do check out whether it has any tiger right now or not. So there were some scenarios when Satkoja Tiger Reserve had zero tigers. So this has happened. Sariska also faced that issue. Then some tigers were brought from I think Ranthambore etc. to Sariska, and even in Panna Tiger Reserve, which is in Madhya Pradesh, they faced this issue. So Sariska and Panna tiger relocation happened here. We'll talk about all these things. So these are the things which are important rather than the political connotation part. But yes, this government is pro-development, this current government, but it should not mean that they become anti-conservation and all those stuff. Conservation, oh my god, environmental conservation is also a very important aspect. So tiger population wiped out by December 2004 due to rampant poaching. This has happened, and then tiger relocation was done, and it was successful. Currently, tiger population is 48. Oh my god. Jairam Ramesh again. Here, Congress leaders they are saying that if you keep on doing all mining, etc., again it will impact ecological conservation of this particular region, which is anyway very, very sensitive. It will be ecologically devastating for this region. What is important from exam perspective? Where is Sariska, Rajasthan? And again, it was declared a tiger reserve in 1978, Project Tiger 1972-73, and under this, the first tiger reserve was Jim Corbett, if I'm not wrong. Do check that out. So they can ask you that, they can say that Sariska was the first tiger reserve under Project Tiger. No, it was not. Project Tiger is 72-73, and Jim Corbett was the first tiger reserve. So yes, and if you know where is Jim Corbett, which state, you can write it in the comment section. First, again, relocation happened from Ranthambore. It was successful. It became the first reserve in the world. Oh my God, anything first is very important, as we have discussed earlier. So to successfully relocate tigers, along with Panna. Panna also successful relocation happened, and it contains Kankuwadi Fort, Pandulpol Hanuman Temple. From culture perspective also, they are important. They can ask you now. UPSC, if they want to make a very tough question, they can ask you where is Kankuwadi Fort, in which particular tiger reserve it lies, etc. Where is Pandupol Hanuman Temple? Why? And you may feel like, oh my god, there are so many forts, there are so many temples. How we will remember it? Sariska is in news. That's why they're asking anything and everything related to Sariska. So you have to keep it in mind. It will be a tough question, tough for everyone. Here is Sariska. Tiger relocation from Ranthambore to Sariska. Very good. Tiger reserves in India. Have a look at this particular image. You have to look at it multiple number of times, just like you look at the image of Angelina Jolie, Monica Bellucci, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise running. So same way you have to have a look at this Tiger reserves of India multiple number of times. How many times? Multiple. So consider the following statement regarding Sariska Tiger Reserve, MCQ. So again, have a look at all these options. Do option elimination. Chepandi, Cheputalsu Ledu Kadu guys. That means pause me and solve this question. Who are good boys? You people are, and girls. So again, consider the following statement regarding Sariska Tiger Reserve. So first is correct. Let's first try to see which statement can be wrong. Sariska is not the first reserve in India to implement Project Tiger. We have discussed Jim Corbett. So third is wrong. Try to do option elimination, guys. Read all statement. These kind of questions can be tough or tricky because they are four statements. You're like, oh my god, how will I solve all these statements? So you do option elimination. Third is wrong. Just eliminate third. See, you got the answer A, 1, 2, and 4. Very good. Which of the following tiger reserve witnessed complete local extinction of tigers followed by a successful reintroduction program? We have just discussed. The answer is pause me right now, unpause me now. Sariska and Panna. Very good. Third article. Again, what we are doing, you see the pattern here, parallel study. When you read PM, you read CM. When you read president, you read governor. When you read parliament, you read state legislature. Same way, when you read one tiger reserve Sariska, you read Satpura. That way, things are interlinked. Your mind is not getting exerted too much. Parliament and state legislature. Che Pandi, Che Pautan Chole, Dukadu, Varakam, Solunga. Tiger found dead in with paw missing in Madhya Pradesh, and where it happened. So we are very, very sorry about this tiger. But from exam perspective, what is important? Where is Satpura Tiger Reserve? It is in Madhya Pradesh. Very good. And then there is a word, National Tiger Conservation Authority. They conduct all India tiger estimation every 4 years. These are the facts which are important. NTCA created under what? WP, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, which was amended in 2005-2006. NTCA. Who is the head of NTCA? MOEFCC, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. When you're reading NTCA, at the same time read about NBWL, National Board for Wildlife. Who is the head? Prime Minister, sir, who is involved in so many things. So that's how you remember stuff, guys. That's how you do parallel study. So tiger was found dead. We are very, very sorry about it, and we don't like it. Satpura Tiger Reserve, location in Madhya Pradesh, declared a tiger reserve. Read all these points. It is a partner. This is important. UNESCO. Where is the headquarters of UNESCO, guys? If you know it, post it in the comment section. So it is a part of Panchmadi Biosphere Reserve, which also includes Bori Wildlife Sanctuary and Panchmadi Wildlife Sanctuary. So generally what happens, let's say there is a biosphere reserve. National Park, Wildlife Sanctuary, you have more restrictions in National Park compared to Wildlife Sanctuary. Or generally Wildlife Sanctuary, you're more concerned about protecting certain animals, etc. National Park, both flora and fauna. A biosphere reserve can contain both national park, different permutation and combination of National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary. Maybe a biosphere reserve will have two National Park, one Wildlife Sanctuary or something like that. So it's a superset. You can consider Biosphere Reserve as a superset. National Park and Wildlife Sanctuaries, they are subsets. Oh my god, very good. NTCA, we have discussed. Created by WP 1972, amended in 2006. Statutory body under MOEFCC. Headquarter New Delhi. Chairperson is important. So many times they have asked. PM is the head of NTCA. No. MOEFCC. MOEFCC is the head of National Board for Wildlife. No. PM is the head of National Board for Wildlife. So yes, remember these facts. They are very important. How important? Very, very, very important. So NTCA established under which of the following? The answer is WP 1972, amended in 2006B. Which of the following is considered following about NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority? Have a look at all these statements and try to solve this question. Chepande, Cheputal. Man, this has become my, in Hindi we call it Takya Kalam, something which I keep on saying every time and any time. So NTCA, the third statement is wrong, right? PM is not the chairperson. MOEFCC is the chairperson. Just remove B and D. You're left with A and C. So you just have to check the second one. Conducts. Yes, it is correct. It conducts all India tiger estimation every 4 years. So the answer is A, 1 and 2 only. Very good, very good. Next article, fourth most important article. Famous for its rhinos, Kaziranga records higher diversity of grassland birds survey. Birds in survey. And again, this is, I think, the first survey which is happening. They have wet grassland. There are dry grasslands in Rajasthan, wet grasslands in Kaziranga. And again, if you go back and if you see that map, that's why everything is together, guys, so that you revise them at the same time. Kaziranga, Manas, Nameri, Orang. UPSC has already asked PYQ on Dampa. Solve that PYQ. UPSC has already asked PYQ on Naam Dafa. Solve that PYQ. So these are important, guys. So Kaziranga, Manas, Nameri, Orang. Oh my God, what have I done? Okay. Just give me a second, guys. So yes, let's focus on Kaziranga now, and we will again focus on the conceptual clarity, also what UPSC generally asks questions related to. So first, grassland bird survey. So Kaziranga is very diverse. It has a very diverse ecosystem rather, because Assam, if you look at Assam, so it receives a lot of rainfall. So Kaziranga had grassland also. It has tropical lands also. It has plains also. It has so many things. Hills also. So first grassland bird survey happened in Kaziranga, conducted between March 18 and May 25. Anything first is important. 43 grassland bird species were found. According to IUCN, there were some critically endangered. IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, etc. So it was created in 1950s. It's an NGO independent of UN, and it publishes Red Data Book where they categorize flora and fauna, critically endangered, etc. So critically endangered means they're on the verge of extinction. So Bengal florican, anything critically endangered and endangered, they become very important. So here we are talking about the birds. Bengal florican, they are in news now. You have to remember what is the IUCN status of Bengal florican. Florican, flora. Guys, be serious, guys. Ecological importance, it includes grassland, forest land, wetlands. It has so many things. But here the grassland is wet grassland because it receives a lot of rainfall, unlike Rajasthan, which has a dry grassland. What is the property of grassland? It has a lot of grass, as the name suggests. Rainfall is not that much, otherwise it would have become a forest. And one property of grassland is, which was asked by UPSC in 1920, 21 or 24, I don't remember. Fire happens regularly. Via that they regulate grass, less rainfall, seasonal rainfall, grazing activities, all these things ensure that grassland remains grassland. Okay, cool. So you can read all the other stuff, report released by this and that. That is not that important. These are the things which are important. Let's solve some question, guys. Chapandis. PYQ asked by UPSC in 2015. So with reference to IUCN, have a look at this question, guys. I sometimes speak like Shankar Mahadevan, so I have to take a break here. Really good. Cool. So with reference to IUCN and sites, I know we have not discussed about sites. We'll discuss about sites. Don't worry. So, but even if you don't know anything about sites, via option elimination, via what? Via option elimination, you can solve this particular question. Very. Ooh. So do option elimination. We know IUCN is not an organ of UN. I have told you it's an independent NGO. So if you eliminate first, you will get the answer. 2 and 3. Even if you don't know anything about sites, which is about, as the name suggests, they regulate what can be traded, which kind of flora and fauna can be traded, restriction, etc. They are in news. Something happened related to Ambani and there something. We will talk about sites. Sites is also in news. We'll have a discussion on that. So again, let's solve this MCQ with reference to Kaziranga National Park. Again, use option elimination, guys. Questions may seem tough, but environment is very important. From you, if you want to clear UPSC prelims, environment is the most important part. Why? Because IAS, IFS, Forest Service, they have the same pre. So environment questions are very, like, there are lots of questions related to environment. Cool. So yes, consider the following statement composed solely of grasslands. So if you do option elimination, we know it. We have just seen it has grassland, it has wetland, it has so many things. So first is wrong. Now you're left with B and C. Check the third one. It has the highest diversity, not dry grassland. It has wet grassland. Dry grassland, Rajasthan. It receives rainfall. So third is wrong. The answer is B. Two only. Very good. What good? Very good. Which of the following are characteristics of grassland ecosystem? We have just discussed what happens, why it is a grassland, why it has not become a full-fledged forest. What do you think is the answer, guys? Japanese, guys. Chepo. Guys, why do you people act childish? So, which of the following are characteristics of grassland ecosystem? Dominance of grass over trees, obviously. So first has to be there. High rainfall, if it will be high rainfall, it will become a forest, guys. It is a grassland because it does not receive adequate rainfall. So second, you will eliminate. If you eliminate second, you will get the answer A1, 3, and 4. Even if you just know the basic concept of grassland from geography perspective, you can solve this question. They have fires. Fire. Okay. So yeah, the answer is A1, 3, and 4. Fifth article. Fifth most important article, 30th August 2025, Ice Age Dragon Era flood rediscovered in Western Ghats. UPSC has asked questions on Western Ghats. Western Ghats extend in how many states? 6 states. Oh my god. Remember 6 states, not 5 states. So Gujarat is one, Maharashtra is another, Goa is third, Karnataka is fourth, Kerala is fifth, Tamil Nadu is six. Oh my God. So six states. Himalayas around 10 states are UTs. So these are the facts which are actually important. So there has been a dragonfly which has been rediscovered here. Croco, Themis, Erythrea. Not that important. Keep it in mind. Just for the sake of, because it is news. But from this article, what is important is Western Ghats. We know about Western Ghats. It's a very hottest hotspot. Hottest hotspot means it has very high degree of endemism. The species, some of the species which are found here, they're found nowhere in the world. It's so awesome. I just want to go there and live. But I will have issues with network connections, and then I will not be able to do my Hindu analysis. So, odontologist, odonata, oh my god, odontologist, my phonetics friend, who are like, sir, pronunciation is wrong. Pardon me for that. So these are the people, like, you read about ornithologists, study of birds and all. So, or odontologist. Oh God, this is so funny. They study insects. That is the point which you have to keep in mind. So they have found this Crocothemis erythrea in the high elevated regions of Western Ghats. So there are two varieties of this Crocothemis dragonfly, Cervilia and Erythrea. So it was believed that this Erythrea is in Himalayas, not in Western Ghats, but now they found it in Munnar high ranges, and they're like, no, it is there in Western Ghat as well. Not that important. Keep it in mind. But the thing which is actually very important here is that Western Ghats and the features associated with Western Ghat, because Western Ghat is in news now. So again, and who are odontologists and all those stuff, that is important. Maybe they can ask you that. Odontologist. Oh, I love this word, guys. Tongue twister it is. So again, study confirmed this and that. You read all these things. The important part is this: Western Ghats, how many states they cover, and five, six states. Himalayas, 10, around 10 states and UTs. Keep these points in mind. This will help you in option elimination when you're solving questions. Western Ghats, Gujarat to Kerala, spread across six states. Very important. You can see all the things. Sahyadri, Nilgiri, UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is one of the 8 hottest. Oh my God, hottest hotspots. Why? Because species found nowhere else. There's so many. It has a very high level of endemism, as we have discussed. You can read all the other stuff we have discussed, and we'll talk about them some other time as well. PYQ UPSC 2017, guys. Have a look at this question. Chepandi Chepadal Sulidu Kadu. So they are asking you, and we have discussed this. So by using option elimination, you can solve this question. Who can solve this question? You people can. Very good. So in India, Himalayas spread over 5 states only. Wrong. First is wrong. Eliminate. You're left with B and C. Western Ghats spread over 6 states. So second is wrong. So you're left with three only. Even if you don't know anything about Pulicat Lake, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, you can still solve it. Now your homework. Research on Pulicat Lake, which kind of a lake it is, brackish lake, saline lake, freshwater lake. So, and if you know it, post it in the comment section. Research on Pulicat Lake, research on the options which UPSC has asked earlier. Very, very, very important. Sixth article. Oh my God, what? Sometimes I press something and something happens. Just give me a second, guys. Uh, you know, yo, teen shop. So center cannot cite DM Act changes to deny loan waiver, Kerala High Court. So you have disaster management, environment, disaster management act. Under that disaster management act, there is a section 13 under which loan waivers can be done. A center, if they want, let's say some disaster happened in a certain area, and they are the people who were suffering from that disaster, they took some loan, etc. Those loans can be waived under section 13. Now government has done away with the section 13, and they are saying that we cannot provide loan waiver to people who have suffered under Wayanad landslide. Kerala High Court is like, and High Court is saying that no, this is not done, guys. Center, you also have Article 73 of the Constitution, which defines your executive power. So you have a lot of executive power. You can use Article 73 to give loan waiver to the people who were impacted by Wayanad landslide. So this is what Kerala is saying to center. And what is important from exam perspective is section 30 of the 13 of Disaster Management Act is associated with what? Again, related to loan waiver, loan repayments, etc. Center can recommend relief measures. And center has repealed it. Center is like, no, we have repealed it because it has been used, or let's say misused a lot in the past. So center is saying that we cannot do this loan waiver thing for disaster affected person because section 13 is already repealed. In that regard, Kerala High Court is saying that, so you have Article 73 of the Constitution, which gives you so much extensive executive power. So even if section 13 is repealed of Disaster Management Act, you still can use your power under Article 73. So this is also important. Articles, they are in use, like in polity I covered Article 311. You can watch that polity and governance part 1. So these articles, they also become very important, guys. So 73 is about union's executive power. they can ask you Article 73 is associated with what. So in that regard, you have to look into it. So what is important from exam perspective in this article? Article 73 of Constitution, Union Executive Power. Section 13 of Disaster Management Act related to loan waiver and what center has, like what power center has when it comes to relief measures related to loan repayments. All these things are there in Section 13. It is no longer applicable. Center has repealed it. So keep these points in mind. Important. Disaster management, key part of environment, and disaster management is a key part of GS means paper 3 as well. Let's solve this question. MCQ. Consider the following statement regarding Disaster Management Act. Section 13 in Power Center. You read all these statements and use option elimination. So second is wrong. It is not currently active, right? So if second is wrong, you're left with A and D. First is correct. Empowered center, but they have repealed it. So A, one only. Article 73 associated with what? Che pandi che poo. Relates to extent of union executive power. C. Which of the following best describes the term suo motu as used in judicial proceedings? What is suo motu? Like Kerala High Court has taken this case suo motu. If I'm not wrong, if you see that, if you read this, suo motu case taken up by High Court regarding the devastating landslide in Wayanad. So in that regard, what do you understand by suo motu? A case taken by court on its own initiative, that is suo motu. C is the answer. Seventh article. How can cat bonds plan for a natural disaster? What is this cat bond? Has it something to do with Katrina Kaif? Katrina Kaif issued some bonds. See, in India, like in South Asia only, so many disaster happens, so much destruction happens. Government spend. I'm just taking a pause. I speak a lot. See, I will tell you my reality. I'm a very big introvert in real life. In like when you teach, you have to speak, right? I'm a PCM. 11th March is my birthday. So PCM people, they are generally I've read about them. I did not believe in horoscope thing, guys. We're just having a chit chat. We're just taking a break. But but I've seen this. There was a friend of mine in Hyderabad I met, and she made me, and she was like, "I am Virgo" and all. And then I realized that okay, these things matter, and I've seen so many traits which a piece in generally shows. So again, guys, focus. CAT bonds plan for natural disaster. What is the basic rationale here? Catastrophe bonds. So India spend a lot of money in this tackling disaster mitigation adaptation. So like this article is saying that issue CAT bonds. What is the basic rationale of CAT bond? It's just like a simple bond. How the bond works, government can issue this bond. Let's say the bond is of 1,000 rupees. Bond. What is your name? James Bond. Same bond. So rupees 1,000 bond. And because it is a disaster bond, so again, let's say maturity period is 10 years, 20% interest or 30% interest, please. So what will happen? The person who is buying this bond, he will get 30%. That means 300 rupees every year for 10 years. And at the end of 10 years, he will get the principal amount 1,000 back. Why are you paying such large interest? Because let's say a disaster happens. If a disaster happens, then the whole principal amount or a big portion of this principal amount will be used for that disaster. And the person will not get the full principal, or maybe he will not get any principal. He will just get the interest. So that's why this is how this catastrophic bond or CAT bond will work. You will get a lot of interest, but there will be a risk also that if a disaster happens, maybe some portion of your principal will be gone, or all your principal will be gone. But since this whole CAT bond or catastrophe bond is not associated with market risk, so maybe there is a probability that disaster will happen, but there's also a probability that disaster will not happen. And in any which way, it is not associated with market risk, so to say. Market fall, shares and rise and fall. So in that way, investment in CAT bond is lucrative. Also, you're getting higher interest. So that's how this CAT bond will work. And that's what this article is saying. After major hurricanes in US, they issued CAT bonds to spread disaster risk to global financial market. In that regard, government does not have to spend their whole money rather. They will take out the principal amount of these people who will invest in these bonds, and the risk will be diversified. Lesser money will be utilized by government. The risk will be shared among these investors. So how CAT bonds work? Sponsored by sovereign nation. India wants to issue a CAT bond. They will take the help of World Bank to, World Bank will act as a guy who is spreading the message worldwide that India has issued CAT bond. If you want to buy it, buy it. So if a predefined disaster occurs, investor may lose part of the principal, justifying higher interest rates. So hope you understand how CAT bond works. CAT bond. Global status of CAT bonds. Since their inception, $180 billion worth of CAT bonds have been issued globally. People are buying it. So why not extend it to India? You may feel like, sir, India, they have to give 30% interest. So that will be too much money for Indian government. So maybe issue a South Asia cat bond. All the countries of South Asia, most of the countries except Pakistan, because Akshay Khanna, there is a movie Dhurandhar where people are talking about Akshay Khanna's acting and all. So maybe except Pakistan's other South Asian countries, they can come together, issue cat bonds. Then the interest money which India has to give, it will be divided among the other countries. That way, the risk will be diversified. So relevance of cat bonds to India, we have disasters, we encounter disaster. India is exposed to them. So cat bonds can help government to shield public finance, and the risk will be diversified. Money, less government money will be spent. Government already allocates $1.8 billion for disaster mitigation. Some of these money can go to cat bonds, or India can sponsor a regional South Asian cat bond. Where let's say India is giving 40% money, other states and countries can come together. Nepal, Bangladesh, Maldives. It's not like disaster happen only in India. You know, tsunami, earthquake, Nepal, etc. They bear a major brunt of it and all those stuff. So yeah, again, it's an awesome article, guys. Hope you understood the basic rationale of cat bond and how cat bond will work. Risk and challenges. Poorly designed cat bond. So let's say some disaster happens. In these cat bonds, it is written that if an earthquake happens greater than 6.5 magnitude on Richter scale, only then we will you will extract money from this cat bond. So if a disaster happens of 6.4 magnitude, lots of people died, then you cannot use the money from cat bond. So these are the problems. Poorly designed cat bonds may not pay out despite major damage. Lack of disaster can raise concern. So let's say there's no disaster which happened, but you keep on giving the interest to these bond holders, cat bond holders. So these are different concerns. Again, it will help you in pre as well as mains, but we are reading it. But again, here we have discussed from every perspective. You can write a proper mains answer on cat bond now. So again, you can read all these things. Hope you understood it. Awesome article, tricky article. And again, this is a summary how it will work. And we have discussed this. Let's solve some questions. Cat bonds are attractive to global investors primarily because this is one of the trickiest articles which we have just read. Because this is technical, guys. Oh, just give me a second. This is technical, and you can make a mistake in these kind of articles or these kind of topics. So why cat bonds are attractive to global investors? Just because they are unrelated, as we have discussed, unrelated with financial market risk, guys, uncorrelated or whatever. Like unlike other bonds, they are related with how market is performing. Here it's not about market, here it's about disaster. If disaster happens, they will lose some money, but they're already gaining a lot from interest. If no disaster happens, they are in a win-win scenario. So B is the answer. Which of the following is correct between distinction between bondholders and shareholders? UPSC has asked PYQs on it. So, like you may have read these concepts. If you haven't, revise it. So here, economy, environment, disaster management, everything is merging. So bondholders, people who hold bonds, they get money. They're one of the first people who will get their money. Let's say some liquidation happens, some company go bankrupt. So bondholders will be the first one who will get the money after selling their assets. So they have fixed income. After everything, or every like most of the people have been paid off, shareholders will get their money if there is anything left. They have residual income. So bondholders have fixed income, shareholders have residual income, because shareholders are in a way considered the owners. Not bondholders are the owners, shareholders are the owners. So this is wrong, this is wrong. Not shareholders are paid before, bondholders are paid before. Shareholders have legal right to it again. So the answer is C. Bondholders have fixed income, shareholders have residual income. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Spread the words. And again, if you want these PDFs, you can get these PDFs at 199 per module. So let's say this is environment we are talking about right now, environment and disaster management. There'll be 4 parts of it. So when, let's say, if you send me a message at 9650, that's what I want environment module, then in that scenario, you will get 8 PDFs. What do I mean by 8 PDFs? And all these, like once you have seen these videos, these PDFs will be like a cakewalk for you. So 8 PDF means first part, this PDF, the annotated PDF where I'm writing stuff. Same way with 4 parts and 4 annotated PDFs. So 8 PDFs you will get. So you can get 6 modules. Every module is 199. So polity module 199, environment, whatever you want. If you want all 6, you can do the multiplication CSAT part. So by this way, you can buy these modules. The other way is you become a part of UPSC Lifetime Success Bundle, which is at 6,999. But here you will be getting everything. These current affairs, all 6 modules, mentorship, history through NCRT series, which is very important from both pre and mains perspective. We have discussed PYQs and all. Again, mains complete material, doubt sessions, annotated Hindu analysis PDF, mains answer evaluation program. Again, the most important program of all, because if you don't write, you will not get a rank. So you can get all these, and let's say in future I launch some more course which will be a part of success bundle, you will keep on getting it. You don't have to pay additional price. So there are 2 ways of you getting these bundles or modules. I have just told you. First is you just get whatever module you want at 199. If you want 6, you just do the multiplication, or You can be a part of Success Bundle. You will get the modules as well as the other programs, as well as the future programs. No hourly, monthly, or annual subscription ever. This is a lifetime bundle. But again, we don't have to make it a 5-year plan, cracking UPSC, but hope you understood the basic rationale. You can also donate if I'm adding to your knowledge base at this number. ठीक है? Very good. Next article, guys. Eighth article. Again, this is also a tricky article, like the CAD bond article. I'm a little tired. So center defense, new coal plant rules calls them cost effective. Now, why this article is tricky? Because there are two articles which are interlinked here. FGD, flue gas desulfurization units. So for understanding this, we have to do a recap. So if you see this particular article appeared on 15th July 2025. And the article which we'll talk about now is 16th June. So we'll go 1 month back. Something happened on 16th June. So flue gas desulfurization units was in use. Flue gas is the gas which gets released from coal-fired thermal power plants, which can contain SO2 and other gases. So flue gas, and SO2 is in a way very, very harmful for us because it causes respiratory issues, it causes global warming. It also leads to creation of particulate matters, which goes inside our heart and all, leads to so many different things. So for treating SO2, you have something known as FGD system, flue gas desulfurization units. So something happened on this particular date. There are two articles, guys, and that's why this is very important and very technical also. So flue gas. Hope you understood what is flue gas. If you did not, you have a look at this. It's a byproduct of combustion of fossil fuels, mainly contains CO2, SO2, nitrogen oxides, particulate matter, etc., etc. You have to treat it, otherwise it will create a lot of issues in environment. So June 4 Hindu reported that, Ajay Sutsar, he is saying that we should end the policy of FGD units in all coal-fired plant. Why? Because FGDs are very expensive, and plus there has been survey which has been done in like thermal power plants which has FGDs and thermal power plants which does not have FGDs. They were not many appreciable differences were seen between them. Plus, what there are other things also, like India's coal. It has high ash content and low sulfur content. Ash. Ravichandran Ashwin. So, because of which anyway sulfur emission is lesser. And the most important reason is FGD is very expensive. Cost benefit ratio. When you read different topics, you also read about cost benefit ratio, right? So again, cost benefit ratio of FGD unit is very like it doesn't make any sense. What does FGD do? So remove sulfur dioxide from flue gas, a byproduct. You can see all these things. There are different types of FGD. React limestone with SO2 and a reaction will happen. SO2 will be gone. Wet limestone, again, seawater treatment. Seawater absorbs SO2 and then it's treated before discharge. So all these are different methods of FGD system, how it will remove SO2, because it is one of the most potent global warming gases, causes respiratory issue, leads to formation of PM 2.5, which is so dangerous for our human health. And again, you can see here, they have given some numbers and all those stuff. So SO2 is dangerous. Status of FGD. Government has, in 2015, they were like all fire power plants has to have these FGDs, but then the deadline was extended. And now a 2025 study is saying that let's scrap it because it doesn't make any sense. The cost benefit ratio is very high. It is very costly. 1.2 crore per megawatt. For 70 now 97,000 megawatt, you would need 97,000. It's too much of a money, guys. So money is a major factor, plus the other factors which we have discussed. That there's no alternative to FGDs. We need FGDs if you want to treat SO2. But as we have discussed, our coal anyway contains low sulfur and high ash content, and not many changes were seen in the environment. So the government is not saying we will remove FGDs from all coal-fired plants. Current article, back to the present, this article, like 1 month after in July this article appeared, they're saying that in certain, they are saying that in 2015 the mandate was FGD will be in all thermal power plants. Right now they're saying that it will be in certain thermal power plants where it is like the city is very polluted. So Ministry of Environment and Forest, they are saying that exempting most thermal power plants from FGD units is a scientifically justified policy shift. It's not like we're weakening environmental regulations. And yeah, they have given numbers. Only 8% of India's coal power plants have FDGs and all those stuff. New order, only 22%. Still, there will be some plants which need to have these FGDs. They have to treat SO2, but not all. Those located in city with a history of poor air quality, because India has a lot of cities with very poor air quality. So now ministry is saying that SO2 has limited role in PM 2.5. They're giving justification, and they are saying that India's annual SO2 standard is much higher than or stricter than Japan, EU, and Australia. 50 microgram per meter cube, and you see. Japan is allowing more SO2. EU is allowing more SO2 than us. So we anyway have stricter guidelines, and it's not like we are saying get away or get rid of FGDs from all. We want it, but you know, it's not like no major difference was found in no significant difference in SO2 levels were found between cities with or without FGD equipped plants. So that in a way strengthens the point what government is trying to say, and we have discussed all these points. Indian coal has low sulfur content and high ash content, Ravichandran Ashwin content, which naturally results in low SO2 emission. Guys, you can read all the other points in your free time. Under the revised rule, okay, cool. Now let's solve some questions. What is the primary purpose of flue gas desulfurization units in thermal power plants? Again, these are the kind of articles which if you know, you know. If you don't, it's very difficult to deduce things in these articles. So the answer is to cut SO2 emissions, sulfur dioxide emissions. Very good, yeah. Which of the following statement is correct regarding Indian coal as per the article? It has, pause me, unpause me, it has low sulfur and high ash content. B. Next article, ninth article of the day, is the plastic industry trying to influence green policy? So here this article is talking about something known as greenwashing, which UPSC has already asked a question on greenwashing. So tobacco industry, plastic industry, they will try to show that tobacco is injurious to health, but still they will promote ad where they will show how cool it looks when you're drinking tobacco and all. Plastic industry, they will say that some of the plastics are biodegradable and all those stuff, when in reality they are actually not biodegradable. So this is greenwashing. You're trying to show yourself cleaner, environmentally sound when you actually not. So both industries prioritizes profit, and here this article is talking about plastic tobacco industry, blah blah blah. Shift responsibility onto individuals. We will, smoking is injurious to health. We will sell it. It's up to you whether you want to drink it or not. Tobacco ads include disclaimers. You can see. Similarly, plastic producers blame consumer for poor recycling. They talk about recycling, reduce, reuse, but we know plastic is non-biodegradable more often than not, and they're incinerated and all those stuff, burnt at high temperatures. So again, greenwashing tactics. Tobacco marked light and mild when in reality it doesn't make any difference. Plastic falsely marked biodegradable, compostable, when in reality most of them are non-biodegradable and non-compostable. So now in the global north, this phenomena is happening in food products also. Restrictions and the standard of food products in European countries, etc., is very strict. So there, these companies, any company, food company, etc., you will see they will cater to strict standard. But when it comes to global South, African countries, Asian countries, here they will, sorry, they will relax their criteria and all. So same thing is happening with plastic industry. Regulations are becoming stringent in global north. They're focusing on global south, sub-Saharan African countries, countries which lie south of Sahara. Egypt is not a sub-Saharan African country, guys. Morocco is not, because they lie in the region of Sahara. So countries lie which lie south of Sahara. They are sub-Saharan African countries. Multiple exams have asked questions related to which are sub-Saharan African countries. So keep it in mind. Okay. So you can have a look at all these points in your free time. India's plastic waste scenario: informal sectors handle 70% of India's recycled plastic. We have plastic waste management rules 2016, which talks about extended producer responsibility. How it is the responsibility of producers to take care of their plastics. Then in 2014, government launched a scheme, Namaste scheme, which is basically for sanitation purpose. National Action for Mechanized Sanitation Ecosystem, which aims to formalize and support these workers, people who are working in hazardous sector, including the plastic sector, etc. But mainly for scavenging, manual scavenging works which they're doing. So they will be provided with safety gear and all those stuff. So Namaste scheme, we will talk about Namaste scheme in detail later on. That's a different thing altogether. So plastic waste management rule, do remember when was it passed? 2016 they passed a lot of rules. That year maybe they were like, let's do something tufani today. Aaj kuch tufani karte hain. That means let's do something awesome today. And in 2016 they have solid waste management rule, this rule, that rule. So there is an extended producer responsibility. Plastic manufacturers are responsible for the waste they produce. But are they actually responsible? It's just in theory. Let's solve UPSC 2022 PYQ, guys. Greenwashing. What do you understand by greenwashing? That's why we have read this article. What is the basic rationale of greenwashing? Chepandes chepatulsu ledu kaadu, guys. Greeny. So yes, conveying a false impression that a company's products are eco-friendly and environmentally sound when it actually is not. Sub-Saharan Africa includes which of the following countries? Pause me and pause me. Egypt is wrong. Left with A and B. Morocco is not Sub-Saharan Africa, so eliminates. So the answer is B, 1 and 3. Article 10, forest rights of tribal not settled for Great Nicobar project. So government is going ahead with a great, a big project in Great Nicobar Island. So Andaman, Nicobar, find out the degree channel which separates this and that. Nicobar Islands, Great Nicobar. So here they want to build a transshipment port and so many things they are trying to do. Transshipment port, which is acting as an intermediary port between the source port and the destination port. And so many other things. So in Great Nicobar, it's a very highly endemic region. Not like Western Ghats, but it's still very endemic. It has Galicia National Park, Campbell Bay National Park, which has some species which is not found anywhere else in the world. And many people believe that if this Great Nicobar development project goes on, many species will go extinct rather. And earlier this region was under CRZ 1A, Coastal Regulation Zone 1A, which is the stringent zone, or which is the most stringent category under coastal regulation zone, where no construction activities can go on. Now government has bypassed it. This is a evolving development, guys. It is continuously in news, so you have to keep a track of this Great Nicobar project and what else is happening. And I'm telling you the latest development which has happened. This news appeared, let me see, tell you this. So this news appeared on 23rd August. After that also this news appeared, and I'm telling you the after things, or like after effects, what has happened. So this article is all about people in Great Nicobar, the Nicobari people. They're saying that our consent was not taken. Generally when you're making these things, there are forest regions under Forest Rights Act. Gram Sabha has the authority to decide, individual and community forest rights, and in that they ask people of that region. So Nicobar people are saying that our consent was not taken. The local administration of that region is saying that we have taken your consent. Nicobar people are saying that no, our consent was not taken. Then the administration is saying that we don't need to take your consent under PAT 56. So there is this Forest Rights Act, and then there is this PAT Act. What is this PAT Act? So Protection of Aboriginal Tribes Acts. Under FRA, you need to take consent of Gram Sabhas and all, but under PAT, administration can divert forest land without asking Gram Sabhas. Protection of Aboriginal Tribes Act. Now the point which is not clear is diversion of Great Nicobar lands were happened under which provision, PAT or FRA. So that is an ambiguous scenario. But one thing which is not ambiguous at all is that government is very serious about this Great Nicobar Island project, 72,000 crore, and many people believe that it will be an ecological destruction or destruction of that particular region. It's a very ecologically fragile and sensitive region. Project includes transshipment port, airport, and again, I'm telling you, we'll discuss this. We'll solve some question, but keep a track of this art means news, guys. It's a news all the time. Every 6-7 days, something new will happen here. And you will see how some regulations are being bypassed. So in a later dated, again, you can read all these things. They are just saying Tribal Council of Great Nicobar that our consent was not taken. Administration is saying that we took their consent. Many people believe that it is a fake certificate which they have issued. So these things happen, and now the PAT and the FRA thing. So council dispute this. Again, it's a very ambiguous scenario. I don't want to say anything on it, but yes, again, a debate between environmental conservation and economic development. And you can see here, government is favoring economic development over environmental conservation here. But as I keep on telling in my Hindu analysis, it means, like when we talk things from Main's perspective also, there's a midpoint where both can happen at the same time, which is known as sustainable development. So we have to think about the midpoint when it comes to this Great Nicobar project. Extinction of flora and fauna, how we are going to tackle that. Let's solve some questions, guys. MCQ, protection of PAT 56 differs from FRA in which particular way, guys? Chipundis? Cheputelsu ledu kadu, guys. Kadu. My nose is flowing, just give me a second. There are two things which I love a lot. What are those two things? One is Jandu Balm, Pida Hari Balm. That means Jandu Balm can take away all of your pain. Guys, focus. So protection, PAT 56 differs from FRA in what way? FRA allows diversion of forest land only after settlements of rights and Gram Sabha consent, and like PAT gives powers to administration for diversion. B is the answer, guys. UPSC 2013 question. Under Forest Rights Act, who will be the authority to initiate the process for determining the nature extent of individual or community forest rights of both? The answer is, pause me, Gram Sabha. They will initiate the process. They will determine who will get, individual rights or community rights over a particular forest land. So 11th article, EQLI report has published or has been published in September, and they said that all of India breathes bad air. It's not like we don't know about it, but this article gives us an excuse to read about AQI, air quality index. What are the different parameters? What pollutants they are covering. They're not including CO2. CO2 is not causing respiratory diseases, guys. It is not included as one of the criteria. It may cause this and that. It is responsible for global warming, but not that much for respiratory or health. Again, just remember, CO2 is not one of the, like, what do I mean? What I'm trying to tell you here is this. This is the part which is important. What are the parameters used in India's air quality index? Six pollutants. CO2 is not a part of these six pollutants. CO is, carbon monoxide is, O3 is, SO2, NO2, all these things are, PM particulate matters are, but carbon dioxide is not. AI is a numerical scale 0 to 500. Currently, I'm making this video when? In December 2025. Delhi always exceeds, goes beyond even 500. Like, Delhi is awesome in that way. Like, we on, you know, let's say you hit a 4, you hit a 6, Delhi is like, we'll hit a 10 when it comes to AI scale. So the condition is very bad, but you people should bring Modi sir to power, and once he comes to power, he will take care of it. Or wait, he is in power from last 10 years, but nothing has changed, right? But yeah, it will change. Achhe din will come, we'll become a Vishwa Guru, guys. So let's focus. So again, things important. Again, you can see almost all Indians breathe air dirtier than WHO's safe limit of 5 microgram per meter cube. They can ask you, what is WHO's safe limit? Although UPSC will not ask that much factual, but you never know with UPSC. They can ask anything and everything. And they're saying that if Delhi works on this air, people will get more than 8 years of their life. South Asia, it's not a one state problem, guys. That's why when you read from mains perspective, there's airshed management approach, which we talk about of tackling Delhi pollution. We can talk. You can watch my Hindu analysis for detailed analysis related to these things from Main's perspective. ASN management means you cannot treat Delhi pollutions in silo. You have to have collaboration with Punjab's government, Haryana government, UP government, and not only in India. Even you have to have collaboration with Pakistan. You know, some firecrackers were burnt in Punjab region during Diwali. Lahore was impacted. So everything is interconnected. We have to come together if you want to tackle this pollution crisis. But Bangladesh, most polluted country in the region, you see these numbers and all. So again, airshed management approach, read about it. We'll talk about it in mains, from mains perspective also. You can watch my Indo analysis for deeper discussion. Again, these are the numbers, particulate pollution, greatest external threat to human life expectancy. What is important from exam perspective? Air quality index. Numerical scale 0 to 500. And what are the parameters? Very important. UPSC has already asked a PYQ on it. Launched by MOFCC 2014. And then what do they signify? They can ask you 200, 1 to 300 is moderate. No, it is poor. So you have to have a look at this. Even remember the color code. Not asked, but UPSC can ask, you never know. So color code and the category. These things you can deduce. The health impact part you can deduce on your own. Let's solve some question, guys. PYQ UPSC 2016 question. చెప్పండి చెప్పుదలుసు లేదు కాదు. So again, via option elimination, you can easily solve this question. So carbon dioxide we have just discussed. It is not one of the parameters. Eliminated, you will get the answer 2, 3, 4. Carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, dioxide, sulfur dioxide. All these are. 12th article, assessing India's carbon credit trading scheme targets. So here we will talk about certain stuff which no people, like none of us, many people, I hated it when I used to prepare for UPSC. I hated this thing, PAT, CCTS. And there are different things, guys. Energy efficiency, carbon efficiency, we have to understand these terms. They are important. So first of all, we'll talk about this article. First of all, let's try to focus on these two terms, PAT and CCTS. PAT, and it focused on energy efficiency. So let's try to understand things which are energy efficient. They may be carbon efficient also, or maybe not. So let's try to understand things which are carbon efficient but which are not energy efficient. Solar energy, they emit lesser pollutants, right? But they're not energy efficient. There's variability. There's so many things which are associated with solar energy. So it's not like everything which is carbon efficient is energy efficient also. So these are two different things. PAT, perform, achieve, trade, is related to energy efficiency. You're using LED lights and this and that light, replacing the earlier bulbs and all. So energy saving certificates, they're focused on that. CCTS is carbon emission reduction. So these are two different things. They are not same. PAT and CCTS, PAT focused on energy efficiency, CCTS is focused on carbon efficiency. They are not exactly same. We'll solve some question. You will understand the difference. You have to understand the basic difference between these terms. So 14th July, government has set greenhouse gas emission targets for 8 heavy industrial sector under CCTS. This article is saying that rather than individually focusing on aluminium, cement, etc., think about all industrial sector as a whole. Maybe some sector will emit more carbon, other will emit less, thereby offsetting the impact. So article argues that ambition of carbon market targets should be assessed at aggregate economy wide level. Don't focus on individual industries and this and that. Focus on industry as a whole all eight sector as a whole, and see how much carbon they are emitting or what. So underperform, achieve and trade. PAT associated with energy efficiency, CCTS associated with carbon efficiency. Remember it. They will come again and again. You will understand carbon credit trading scheme. So we'll solve some question. You will understand what I'm saying. Energy intake, again, they're giving some numbers, how mad these efficiency work. And again, the basic rationale is the same thing, which they're saying that we should measure success via overall reduction. Don't focus on each and every individual industry. Don't this is micromanagement, so to say. Just focus on the aggregate target, fix an aggregate target for each industrial sector and see whether they are achieving it or not. And read all these things, guys. We will solve some question. Things will be clearer. We will understand this article more from questions than from the theory part. So PAT, energy efficiency, CCTS, carbon efficiency. Let's solve some questions. Which of the following correctly distinguishes PAT scheme from CCTS? We can talk more about it from AIM's perspective some other time. So the answer here is PAT trades energy savings, CCTS trades carbon credits. PAT energy savings, CCTS carbon savings. C. Our energy efficiency and carbon efficiency, they're not the same. Energy efficiency always leads to better carbon efficiency. That is wrong. We have just discussed. So if you eliminate one, so now you're left with B and C. Solar power plant may have low energy efficiency but high carbon efficiency. Exactly. So second is correct. We don't even need to check for second, third. Carbon efficiency refers to reduction of energy used per unit of output. No, this is energy efficiency. Carbon efficiency refers to reduction of carbon used per unit of output. So third is wrong. So the answer is B2 only. Revise these questions. These are very conceptual questions, guys. Which of the following strategies directly improve carbon efficiency but may not improve energy efficiency? Have a look at it, pause me and try to solve this. Chepandi chepu తెలుసు లేదు కాదు guys, and do it fast. So the answer is using solar panels instead of diesel generators. D. 13th last article for the part 1. Center finalizes, oh my god, finalizes National Designated Authority, NDA. Oh my god, why they have named it like this? Okay, to kickstart carbon market. So we have seen PAT CCTS, and this is related article, and that's why I've clubbed it together. Under Paris Agreement, you should have an NDA, National Designated Authority, not National Democratic Alliance, and they will be seen for enabling a carbon emission trading regime under CCTS, how it is being carried out. Paris Agreement, COP, COP, what COP it was, guys? Paris Agreement. Paris. We'll talk about this. So Paris Agreement, COP21. Remember it. Right now we are in COP30, Belém, Brazil. So Paris Agreement Article 6 talked about this, and it was approved at COP29, and they will look into it. How much serious we are when it comes to carbon reduction, and again, so creation of an NDA is compulsory under Article 26. Remember COP29 also, where it happened. National Designated Authority is fine. Just remember these COP21, COP29, COP30, where it happened. Composition of NDA, blah, blah, blah. Read all these points. They will look into NDCs, nationally determined contribution. So India's NDCs, these are 3 NDCs, but apart from that, we want to achieve net carbon zero by 2070. Remember it. That means whatever we are emitting, everything will be absorbed by carbon sink. Net carbon zero by 2070. Emission intensity of GDP by 45% will reduce by 2030 from 2005 levels. 50% power capacity from non-fossil fuel sources. This we will achieve. Maybe we have already achieved. Create additional carbon sink of 2.53 billion. You can see equivalent of a carbon sinks. What are carbon sinks? Forests are carbon sinks. Afforestation is one way of increasing carbon sink. Oceans are also carbon sink. So but here we cannot create oceans. So we are talking about afforestation. So yeah. Background. Paris Agreement, COP21, you can see all the things. Limit global warming to well below 2.5 above pre-industrial level. So what is pre-industrial level? 1852, 1900 AD. That is pre-industrial level. You can read all the points, guys. MCQ. First MCQ of the day. Not means, oh my god, what I see at the end, that's what happens. I'm all like, my mind is all jumbled up. So you see all these points. Third is wrong. Afforestation, reforestation are not the only carbon sink. Ocean is also one carbon sink. So if you eliminate third, you will get the answer A1 and 2 only. Which of the following are part of India's NDC and the Paris Agreement? Again, read all the option, guys. This may look a tough question, but you have to remember these points. They are important. So fourth is wrong, right? Net zero target by 2070, not 50. So the answer is A, 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Spread the word. You can join this Telegram channel. I share Hindu analysis PDF every day, daily analysis. That will help you a lot in being, disciplined when it comes to doing current affairs. You can join these programs. I have already told you all the things which you need to know. Or you can join them individually, or you can join them together at Success Bundle, or you can take this bundle, which will have validity till the time you crack UPSC CSE. You won't have to renew, let's say, mains answer evaluation yearly or mentorship yearly and all. And even in future, if I include any or add more courses, which I keep on doing, so you don't have to pay anything. That will be included in this bundle. So whatever suits you, and you are your own competition. You're not competing with anybody else, guys. Just keep on, like, try to become better what you were yesterday. Like, again, cliche, but it works actually. And you can also donate if I'm adding to your knowledge base. So that's it from me. I will see you in the subsequent parts. Revise it. You will thank me later for these things. It will help you a lot. Help you a lot, a lot, a lot. Bye bye.